And we say, but he ran every day. He was really healthy. He looked good. Well, a person that's eating those high inflammatory foods, okay, and we're going to go back to ice cream, all right, the fats in that ice cream, the saturated fats, are still lining his arteries because that's the chemical response. There is no other chemical response to saturated fat. It's going to line arteries, okay? There is no other response to sugar other than breaking down the body and causing inflammation. So you may have an individual with a constitution that looks good on the outside, but is breaking down on the inside. And you don't know that until something catastrophic happens. It's like a geode. Do you know what a geode is? You may have, if you have a geode and a normal rock side by side, you can't tell the difference, okay? One you tap with a hammer and it shatters. The other you can keep beating with a mallet and it's not going to break. All right? And our human bodies are that way too. We started out this conversation with talking about where you are right now is the result of everywhere you've been and everything that you've done for yourself, okay? So a person that continues to look good and maybe even feel okay eating a diet high in inflammatory foods, that's a matter of constitution. It's not that those foods work for that person. It's just a level of constitution. Does that answer your question? Mm-hmm. The motto for Genesis Transformation, our slogan, is that the body achieves what the mind believes. And what we talk about is having fun. We talk about having a good time with your body and having a good time with changing your body. What the mind believes, the body achieves. The reality with the human body and virtually everything else in our life is that you can't attain something that you can't see, okay? You can't attain something that you can't see. And so that if you decide to undertake an event so amazing as the changing of your physical body, it's very helpful to be able to see where it is in your mind that you want to go. So that if you're a person that is 75 pounds overweight, you want to start seeing in your mind's eye that person that is 75 pounds leaner and start imagining what that's going to feel like and getting excited about being in that body. And as you're removing the foods from your diet that cause you inflammation, and as you're increasing in health, you're going to be feeling better and better. And if mentally you're holding a picture of where it is you want to be, you're allowing an easier pathway for your body to get there. In other words, we've all had the experience of deciding that we're going to have a bad day. You know, you get up in the morning, it's like, the alarm didn't go off, everything sucks, and you like decide you're going to have a bad day, and you run around telling everybody, I'm having a rough day. You ever done that before? And you really get into having a rough day, and you're going to have a rough day. You've decided that's what you're going to do. It's going to continue. You know, life is going to give you what you're asking for, which is a rough day. Now, if you get up in the morning, you decide you're going to have a good day, it doesn't matter what life throws at you. If you've made that decision, that's where you're going to go, right? And changing your body, transforming your body, works very much the same way. You decide where it is you want to be, and you start imagining that, and you start doing little things to feel better, and it goes by very quickly because you're having a good time. And so having fun with the process is very important. What the mind believes, the body achieves. If you can mentally go there, it's going to be easier to make the good choices. And really all we're talking about is choice. We're just, you know, your life from the moment you wake up in the morning, the time you go to bed, you're making choices all day long. If you decide you're going to have a bad day, you're going to choose those things that are going to make you right, you know? You're going to talk to the wrong person at the wrong time. You're going to say the wrong thing. You're going to go in the wrong room. You're going to flip off the wrong person that day, you know? But if you wake up in the morning and you decide you're going to have a good day, you're going to make a different level of choice with everything all through your day. And so, if you wake up in the morning and you decide you're going to be that person that weighs 75 pounds less and feel good, you're going to walk in the kitchen. Do you go for the donut or the banana? The banana. because it supports what you've decided that you're going to do. It supports what you've decided you're going to be. Once you've made a decision about who you're going to be in the world, your choices surround that. If you wake up in the morning and you decide you're going to be a happy person, you're going to make choices that feed that happy person. If you wake up in the morning and you decide you're going to be an abundant person that makes good money, you're going to make good choices that help further your income. If you wake up in the morning and you decide you're going to be a fit, healthy person, even though you may have had no physical clue of that up to now, just decide that's what you're going to be. And you're going to move through your day making very different choices. Now, where you are today is a result of your habits and all the choices that you've made up to this time. Right? It's not big to change that. Change your mind. Decide to be something different. Up to now, maybe you've been that fat, unhealthy person. Okay, that means nothing about tomorrow. Today, decide who you want to be and start making choices out of that place. And if you've decided that's who you're going to be and you're holding that picture in your mind, it's so easy. It's so easy. It's so fun. There's no deprivation involved because you're making a choice about where you want to go. And remember, we're not dieting. We're not restricting calories. We're not saying you can't have this and you can't do that. We're just making changes. And with every change you make, you're going to feel better and better and better. What the mind believes, the body achieves. Decide who you want to be in the world. The rest is easy. When we're talking about philosophy, and we're talking about philosophy of how our bodies react to food, it brings up some very funny stories for me. But one of them is that I was talking to a woman who was in her late 50s, and she was chronically overweight and had been her entire life, and her entire family suffered from obesity. And she said to me that she had a fundamental belief that it doesn't matter what she actually eats, what matters is how she thinks about that food. And on a deep level, I completely agree with that, except I'm looking at her. And I said, how has that worked for you? How's that work for you? You know? And here's kind of where I've come to with that. Yes, I believe on a very deep level that we're creators of our own universes, that we create our experience in life, and that we're responsible 100% for everything that goes on in our lives and with our bodies. Absolutely. I am not personally spiritually involved enough to eat a box of Twinkies and have that not affect me any more than I can climb to the top of a 2-story building, jump off, and not break a bone. And I personally believe that when I can climb to the top of a 2-story building and jump off and not break a bone, I will also be able to inhale a box of Twinkies and not feel an effect. And so that when people tell me, well, it should be what I think about my food and how I feel about my food and not the chemical reaction of that food, on a fundamental level, I agree. However, why is that person talking to me? Why are you talking to me? Most of us are inhabitants of very physical bodies. Very physical bodies. If I cut my arm, I'm going to bleed. Someday, I may be able to cut my arm and not bleed, but today that's where I'm at. And that's where most of the people that I work with are at. And so what happens is that when we start with the understanding that what we put in the pie hole affects us, and we start to work with those effects, we learn something very powerful, and that is that I am 100% responsible for my body and what my body does. And when, through the process of the data that you put into your mouth through food, and changing your mind about who you're going to be in the world, you can create your body. You can create your body to be fit, healthy, lean, and do anything you want it to do. I tell people it's a joke. I can do anything you want. I just can't make you taller. You can change the color of your eyes. You can buy boobs. You can get lean. You can get fit. You can get muscular. You can do anything you want. Just can't make you taller yet.